Hey, baby, so listen, I got a word for you today. Listen, it hit different when you realize you ain't as healed as you thought you was. Like when you allow someone who you thought didn't have the power to trigger you, right? And a lot of times we try to use all of our skills, right? All of our tactics we know to protect our peace, but it still hit that hard. It still caused you to feel like, wow, I'm hurt. I feel some type of way, right? That is when you have to acknowledge what you feel. But see, a lot of times people will try to act like they don't feel what they feel, and they wonder why they're running around here unhealed. They wonder, like, I am a therapist, so I do believe that there is a such thing as never being healed, okay? I really believe it's just all about management. I really believe that you have to learn how to manage yourself, because at the end of the day, we are spiritual beings having human experiences. And so when you are having a human experience, but you're just not equipped, okay, to live this life, because this is your first go round here, right? You're a spiritual being. You come from supernatural power, okay? You have all power. So that means that, yes, you can navigate this. You can get through this, right? But it doesn't mean you're not going to feel it. And see, that's how it's so easy for your soul to be sold to another entity, is because you choose to suppress and you choose not to feel anymore. And when you choose not to feel anymore, then it takes away your humanity. It takes away the human experience that you're having here on earth, okay? So just like Jesus, when he came to this earth, okay, he had to have humility, and he had to, have empathy for people, and he had to go through the things that he was going through. Like when he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, that man was hungry, but he was so spiritual that he didn't allow the things of this world, right, to trick him out of his position and who he was. And that's the key here. You have to acknowledge what you're going through, okay? See, because a lot of times people want you to continue to be loyal to the feeling that you feel for them when they do something to you, or when they choose to separate themselves from you, okay? And the truth of the matter is that loyalty without reciprocity is self-abandonment. I'm going to say that again for the ones in the back. Loyalty without reciprocity is self-abandonment. And a lot of times we be so loyal to other people at the expense of ourselves. We are self-abandoning ourselves. So you got to realize, when you are triggered, or when you have been hurt by someone, you have to acknowledge the feeling, and you got to go through that. You got to feel what you need to feel. You got to speak what you need to speak, and you have to deal with your emotions, okay? Because you can't self-abandon yourself. If you self-abandon yourself, then how do you grow? How do you get to the point where you reach the highest expression of yourself? You know what? I'm going to take it one further. When you look at Ciara and Bow Wow, right? Once was in a relationship, okay? It's been 25 years. They had the opportunity to perform their #1 hit, right? That was on both of them. Like, they did numbers on the song, right? And Bow Wow wanted to perform it with her, right? But she has healed. She has moved on with her life to a point where she is in a happy marriage, and she's covered by her husband, and she just chose to turn it down because she didn't want to enter back into that space, even though Bow Wow wanted her too, and he felt like it would be good for the culture. But she didn't choose to self-abandon herself. She chose to continue to stay in the peace that she is harvesting with her family and her career. She leveled up. She has moved on, okay? And so that is what I'm talking about. You have to continue to be loyal to yourself until you get reciprocity. Not until you get, but what I'm saying is be loyal to yourself. And when someone is reciprocating the energy that you give to yourself, okay, that's a relationship. Okay, but when you choose to abandon yourself because you're constantly trying to prove to someone that you are loyal and that you love them, okay, then that's a one-way relationship, and no one's going to be happy in that when you choose to self-abandon yourself. Your cup has to be running over first, okay? So this is just a reminder for anyone out there. Feel what you need to feel. Feel what you need to feel. Because sometimes we still have things that we need to clean up, and that's important for growth. continue to clean up what you need to clean up, and also get to a place where you can gracefully decline without no drama, okay? It could just be over. And it doesn't have to be any drama. Get to the point where you can stand in your authenticity, where you can say, yeah, I'm hurt, yeah, that bothered me, okay? But it don't have to be no drama. It don't have to be no ill feelings. It don't have to be an issue, okay? It's just something that I got to acknowledge that is going on within myself and learn how to manage it. That's it. Self-management. Truth, love, and transparency always coming from your girl. Go on with your day. Remember, you're big blessed. But until next time, I want you to stay in peace and not in pieces here. All right now. Peace.